بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Is Mahur here? No. Recheck it. Right. We'll go through the question to answer the questions. Yeah, pay attention. It's on the existence of evil. Now, does Allah Azza wa Jalla create evil? The answer is no. Why no? It's in the second question. What evil is for one could be good for another. So yes, people might find too much rain evil, but you need it. Too much freezing weather is evil, but needed to save life on earth. Volcanoes might appear evil, but actually bring a lot of minerals from underground and fertilize the earth and things. And too much rain bring a lot of mud from mountains, so they carry a lot of fertilization to land. And so the germs could be evil for one, become ill, but it's good for digesting the waste. Otherwise, the earth will be stinked. Rain, why rain on? Why it rain over oceans? A waste. You could take the rain to the land. Why it rains over oceans? We answered that before.
Because the water evaporates over the ocean, so it rains there.
Why it rain over ocean, not go and rain over land? It still rain over land and over ocean.
Is it because tropical storms are quite powerful over the sea? So it could flood.
But could rain without storms. Because sea water need oxygen, yeah? And all the animals in the sea need oxygen. So the rain dissolve the oxygen from the atmosphere and go and give it to the fish and vegetations and the sea and the whales and all the sea creatures. Otherwise, the ocean will be stink. Will be no food. So don't think about anything as evil, because what's evil for one, good for another, and Allah balances universe. So the second question, which of these are correct? What's evil for one could be good for another, like what he said. Allah tests our perseverance when hit by evil things. But why he bring evil things to test our perseverance?
Does Allah only test the soul as much as it can handle?
Yeah, he tests us to deserve to go back to Jannah. But why in this life? Why, he could do without any evil. It's not possible. Why? Because your dad might drag you to school when you were a child. For you at that time it was evil, but on the long term it's good for you. And the same, you go to work every day to earn your money. And I said to my employer, if I didn't have a mortgage, if I didn't have to buy the food and drink, if I didn't have to put petrol in my car, I will not come to work. Yes, the work is too much, but we need these things which you have to do. You have to persevere. Because if you don't persevere, what happens? You don't get money. You will be begging people to help you and things. So it sounds, bad. I have to go to work every morning and things. Or I have to go to school and college. Or I have to help mom. And if you don't help mom, mom will not do it. Why there's no food in the house? You didn't help me. I asked you to go and do some shopping for me. For you, it was evil. I want to leave my video game. I have to leave my laptop and I have to eat. So what's evil for one is horrible it's good for others. If you go to the school and you spread ketchup in the school and spoil the carpet, it's evil for the school. Is it good for you? No. You get detention or you get punished and you get... So don't ever do evil for others, because it might flash back on you. Because there's effect and counter effect. I bought my son effect and counter effect. Is 6 balls. You take this ball and you hit this one, and that one goes up. Why? Carries on. The effect and counter effect. Then this one come down and hit this one, and this one go up. Yeah, it doesn't move all the 6, but it moved the last one. So again, don't get worried if you are hit back when you do something evil. And the second one, Allah tests our perseverance, as we said, because it's good for you in the long term. In the short term might appear bad. Allah wants, like I told you last time, that the technician came, the electrician, and he found a wire I didn't actually tighten. I tightened all the wires except one. And when he came, he said, oh, that's loose. And he tightened it. Took 40 pounds and gone. Allah wants him to have the 40 pounds by me losing the 40 pounds. But I didn't lose the 40 pounds because, as I said, I discovered that my previous microwave wasn't broken. So I could sell it for 150, but I gave it to my son. So it's testing your perseverance for how long. And Allah allows bad things to happen, although He doesn't like it. He allowed Pharaoh to be tyrant. He allowed Abu Jahl to be horrible to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He allowed Abu Lahab to shout at Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why? Why?
Because then their punishment will be greater.
Because there will be more proof. When Musa made dua that Allah destroy Pharaoh, Allah destroyed Pharaoh 40 years later. Why not instantly? Why not instantly? And that make you be careful. Allah collect more evidence that Pharaoh was horrible. Everybody by the end knew Pharaoh was horrible, then the punishment came. When you are at work, sometimes you might do something wrong and you get away with it. You think you get away, but they are writing down. And they write down a few things about you, and then you do something really horrible, and they come and say, oh, he did all this list. There were an MP in the parliament, Crispin, his name was, they removed the whip from him that right in the Conservative Party and things. And when he sided with Gaza people against Israel, they brought from his past record women to go and claim that he raped them. Probably he did, but they gave a blind eye about it. They keep a lid on it until he does something they don't like, and they bring from record to destroy him. And I've seen it done many times. And Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't destroy you for the first time you do something wrong. Allah give you time and time and time until there's enough evidence to prove to you the day of judgment you've done this and this and this and this and this and this. A woman came to Umar ibn Khattab and her son stole. And she said to him, oh, it's the first time he did it. He said, you're a liar. Because Allah Azza wa Jal usually cover up for a person. Once, twice, 3 times, and then Allah Azza wa Jal allowed him to be hit. So Allah covers up for you because He's merciful. He wants to give you a second chance, third chance. So Allah allows bad things to happen because He wants to collect more evidence against you, because Allah is preparing something different for you. So Allah Azza wa Jal led Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to do a lot of things. He could have gone to Medina from day one, but He wanted to make all the effort to convert the people in Mecca, and they refused. And they had so many times when they abused him, tortured him, barricaded him in Sha'b Abi Talib, wouldn't let him eat or drink and buy food. And they became really horrible to him. Then he said, you love Mecca, but you've seen what they've done? So time to go somewhere else. Question number 3, Allah could include everyone good and bad in His punishment if evilness widespread and no objection to it. So Allah will include the bad and the good in His punishment if evilness widespread. Who will be excluded? Who could get excluded?
The believers.
No, He will include the believers and unbelievers in His punishment. Except, it's from the Quran, when Allah talked about the Jews by the sea, living by the sea. Allah forbade for them to fish on Saturday. And the Jews at that time spread into 3 parts. One were fishing on Saturday. They imprisoned the fish on Saturday, take them out on Sunday, try to play tricks on Allah. And the second one who are minding their own business. Don't care. Fish on Saturday or Sunday. I'm not going to fish. I don't care. And the third group who were telling them off. They said, don't fish on Saturday. And those who are minding their business say, why are you interfering? He said, ma'adiratan ila rabbikum. So we have excuse before Allah Azza wa Jalla that we have told them off. And they might listen to us. When will you be punished when you mind your own business? You could be punished sometime because you are minding your own business. Like what? What you could do, I'm minding my own, I have nothing to do with it. You get punished. Why? What occasion? Give me example.
Some old ladies getting robbed, and like you won't do anything, you're just gonna walk past.
Yeah, in this situation, if you get seeing somebody getting robbed, you might be physically able to stop the robbing, or you might be able to phone the police, and you chose to do neither. That will be punished. Or you see a house on fire, and you don't phone the police. Or you are on a picnic on a cliff, and there's a toddler comes, 2 years old, and he falls. I'm minding my own business. I could have, saved him from falling. I'm minding my own business. They said, no, you're not minding your own business. You killed the boy. You killed the toddler because you're minding your own business. So Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't, it will save you if you do something about it. If you forbid the evil, you will be excluded. It's like now what's going on in Gaza. If you write to the Prime Minister, if you write to the MPs, if you write to the United Nations, if you write a letter to Joe Biden, write a letter to Anthony Blinken, you could write. I mean, what's stop you writing? You can get all the addresses you want online now. When I write about, complaining or something, I go and find the email address of the top, the chief executive officer. I don't write to the customer service because they would be one of thousands. The chief executive straight away do something about it. So, if evilness widespread, no objection. Question number 4, the following could benefit from your car crash: the police, the car repair firms, and those who sell car parts. There's always every evilness is benefit to others. What's evil to somebody is good to others. If there's no illnesses, there's no doctors, there's no nurses, no pharmacies, there's no this, no that.
How does the police benefit from your car crash?
Have a job. There was no car crash. It's like Umar ibn Khattab, when Abu Bakr as-Siddiq became Khalifa, he appointed him the chief judge. So he was the chief judge in Medina. And then after 1 year, he resigned. What was the reason of resignation?
Were there no cases?
No cases. He's been sitting as a judge. No cases. People really behaving well and they're minding their own business in positive way, obviously. And they're really good to each other and helping each other. No fight, no argument, no disputes. So I'm holding a job with no customers. So, but the police, they always ask for more police. Why? Because there's more crime in the country. There's more car theft, there's more breaking in, burglary, fights, criminal killing, whatever, cheating, fraud. And so, but you don't know, for every evilness there is bright side to it. There's silver lining there. So don't worry about it. And usually Allah Azza wa Jalla rewards twice when there is hardship. Inna ma'al usri yusra, inna ma'al usri yusra. With every hardship there is no easiness. Question number 5. Do not expect Allah Azza wa Jalla to help you if you are acting against His law in the Quran and Sunnah. One of the laws Muslims are not practicing is zakah, paying zakah. If they pay zakah, the value of their money will remain as it is, and there's nothing called inflation. But they don't pay zakah, and the poor get poorer and the rich get richer, and there's obviously loss of value of money because governments keep printing money and the bank keep printing money, like a story I always tell you about. So you follow one item in the Quran and Sunnah, zakah only, will save mankind everywhere in the globe, on planet Earth. When the Americans discovered the banks and the banknotes and lending, they started stealing the value of the money of everyone on Earth. Then governments learned what the Americans were doing. They started stealing their own people's value of money. So the value of money When I graduated as a medical doctor in Syria and I had a job in the hospital, I was paid £600 a month and used to go to hospitals Saturday morning till Friday morning, day and night. Sleep in the hospital. £600 a month. Now the £600 a month will probably buy you one Smartie or a couple of Smarties. They wouldn't even buy you a sandwich. The value of money dropped so much because governments keep printing money and banks keep lending money. So zakah will solve it out. People not even prepared to go and study how to do it. And the second one, you ignore rules of war and health and sport and things. Allah didn't detail everything in the Quran. Sahaba came to Prophet Muhammad and they said, should we pollinize our trees or not? They used to go to the male tree and take the flowers there and go to the female tree and pollinize it, shake it so the pollens go on the female flowers and they have more crops. And the Prophet ﷺ said, if Allah wants the crop will come. I don't think it make matter. It make a difference. Then they didn't pollinize the trees and then they didn't get fruit. So again, the way you told us not to, he said, you should be more aware of your worldly life than me. Your experience tell you, if we breastfeed the child for 2 years, will he be better or not? He will be better. Discovered, it's in the Quran, women expected to breastfeed for 2 years. And science proved that breastfeeding for 2 years give them more immunization, more bonding to the mother, more kindness, more quietness and things. And there's a lot of benefits. Most women now shied away from breastfeeding. They rely on tin milk in the tins and things. And ignore the health advice. Don't smoke, don't take drugs. So don't eat fat food. Don't do exercise and things. There's things discovered by, take the vaccine, like when the vaccine came, the corona vaccine. Take the vaccine. People, oh, no, if Allah wants me to become ill, I'll become ill. And subhanAllah, one of those who said that he became ill. And one of them who saw that he became ill and died. So he refused to take the vaccine. He didn't believe, oh, Allah will make it. No. Allah gave the ideas to people to discover what he wants you to have. So obviously, Allah put ideas in the mind of people who are making effort to discover. Now, where this man got an idea about the relativity theory, Einstein, he said, I don't know. I woke up like the idea in my mind. The one who put the brome in the silicon to make the semiconductors. Where did this idea to heat it and put it there, create semiconductors, create the transistors, created the laptop, the mobile, the computer, the old technology now, all the machines rely on the semiconductors now. And this is an idea where it came from. A man came to his mind an idea to put the brome in the silicon. Obviously, Allah has allowed things to appear to certain people who deserve to discover it. So if you deny or defy the rules of medicine, health, sport, wars, like we were talking about Gaza, if you go and throw missiles on Israel or go and kill, like what Hamas did, killed 1,400, but then all the world ganged against them, including America, including Britain, including our Prime Minister took a plane full of war machines, delivered it himself. When they landed, opened the door, Rishi Sunak came out. Why he sided with Israel inside of Gaza? What they did at the beginning wasn't acceptable under the international law to go suddenly to people and kill them in their houses. Yeah, they took your land, whatever. There's other ways. You need to be careful. Deny the rules of war, then you bring harm to yourself and your family and things. Question number 6. Existence of evil lead us to discover ways to treat ourselves, discover a vaccine to immunize ourselves, to find alternative ways to protect our family. So evilness could lead you to really better life, to better transport, better education, better roads, better health, better. Like in Britain, everything that goes wrong in a hospital, they go and make an investigation. They find out what went wrong. This guy did not die because his life ended. This guy died because there were some mistake or some illness. And they would not release the body for people to bury it until they discover what the cause of death. Now, a lot of Asians come to the hospital, they demand the body today because we want to bury the body today. We're Muslims, have to bury the body straight away the same day. And the hospital, if they don't have the cause of death, they will not give them the body. They need to find why. Why they need to find the cause of death?
For legal reasons.
What's the legal reasons?
In case they died of an unknown disease.
Yeah, in case it was unknown disease, we discovered the disease and could have died from,
Is it for the death certificate?
could have died from neglect, could have died from strangling, somebody strangled him. Somebody died because of deprivation of food and drink, and that we have to have cause of death. If there's no cause of death, they will not bury the body until they establish the cause of death. The only difficulty I had when I was in a hospital, when people become extremely demented, but they don't have a major heart or lung or kidney disease or liver disease, and they die out of wasted. They just go shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink, and they stop eating, stop drinking. Then you can't force them to eat and drink. Right, so this is the homework. Today's class is on mercifulness, which I attached to unselfishness in number 51 or 53. So mercy, if there's no mercy in the heart of people on earth, the earth will be definitely destroyed. Allah Azza wa Jal had 100 mercy, obliged himself. كتب رسول على ربي كتبكم على نفسه الرحمة. Allah obliged himself to be merciful, and he cut it into 100 pieces. He left one piece of mercy for the creatures on earth, obviously other earth as well, other land like us. And by having the mercy, the woman look after her children, and the animal feed her babies, and people help each other with the mercifulness. So Allah Azza wa Jalla said, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. So Allah Azza wa Jalla put the mercy in the heart of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So He is merciful to all the creatures, except who? He is not merciful to.
Snakes.
Except
Snakes.
snakes, the opposite. The snake, you have to come to the house and say to the snake, I'm giving you 3 days. If you don't leave my house, I will kill you. And if they don't leave your house, you have the right to kill the snake, but the snake usually go. Like a hedgehog in my garden. I said to the hedgehog, I said, look, I don't want you to be here tomorrow. I was talking to the hedgehog. And most people, anybody listening to me will be, oh, it's bad. The next morning, I went searched all the garden. Wasn't there? I don't know how she did get into my garden, and I don't know how she got out of my garden. There's no holes, in a way. I mean, it's big hedgehog. But I gave her an ultimatum. I said, next day, I don't want you to be here. So the mercy, the only mercy removed from the heart of Prophet Muhammad is the mercy towards, come on, for a pen.
Kafirin. Kuffar.
Who?
Kuffar.
No. He was merciful toward them. He's most merciful to the kuffar, except the head of kuffar, A'immat al-Kufr.
Is it hypocrites?
No? Iblis, yes. Come and take a pen. And please, when the angels came, when he was a little child, they removed something from his heart, and they called it Hazz shaitan. So shaitan will not be able to get Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to ask Allah to forgive him and pardon him. Allah removed that part of mercy of shaitan, Hazz shaitan, the share of shaitan in the mercifulness of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. While Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was so merciful that when they did the first war, the second war, the third war, he dug a moat 2 miles long, 4 meters wide, 4 meters deep, because I don't want to kill you. When he went to Taif and they threw him with the stones and things, children, Jibril came with the angel of mountains. He said, shall I crush them between the mountains? He said, no, because their children might become believers. So I want them to remain alive to give birth to children who could become believers. But what happened? Themselves became believers. When he came to Mecca, he blinded all the news because he doesn't want to fight. He entered Mecca, 10,000 strong Muslims, no fight. Why? He doesn't want to kill people. So when he stood there, they fought for him against him 3 wars, Badr, Uhud, and Khandaq. He said, what shall I do with you? They said, you're a generous brother and the son of a generous brother. Akhun Karim ibn Akhun Karim. He said, go, all of you free. All of you. So 2,000 became Muslim on the same day. They did not believe he forgave them. Imagine like if you caught all these Israelis who were hitting the Palestinians in Gaza and you put them in one, big, large piece of land and say, what shall I do with you? And they've been killing our children and women and men and destroy. And they say, generous brother and son of a generous brother. And you say to them, would anybody now say to them, go, you're free? Can you imagine you say to them, go, you're free? No one will. But Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did. They were leading wars against him, killing his own followers, his own people, his own men, women, children, things, stealing the properties. They took all the money of the Muslims in Mecca when they left to Medina. So Suhaib al-Rumi became very rich, and when he left Mecca, they stopped him. They said, where are you going? He said, to Medina. I said, no. You came to us poor and you're going to take all the money with you? No way. He said, if I give you my money, will you let me go? I said, yes. I said, okay, take my money. And he left. He went to Medina. The Prophet ﷺ said, Rabih al-Bay'u ya Suhaib, Rabih al-Bay'u. You are the winner, you won. Also, he lost his money, but Allah gave him more, far much more. So they were so horrible, they pulled the arms of the son of Salama, because they were pulling, his family wants, the mother's family wants him, and the father's family wants him. So they were not merciful at all. When Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was in charge, and he has the power, he said, all of you free, all of you. So he said, whoever entered the house of Abu Sufyan, he is safe. And Abu Sufyan led the 3 wars against Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He participated in the first one, obviously, he was leading the caravan. So, mercifulness in the heart of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was amazing towards everybody. A camel came to him and with the tears, and he listened to him and he said, who owns the camel? And Muhammad said, it's mine. He said, you have been overloading him, starving him, and ignoring his needs, so you can't have him. He will be set free. Merciful to the camel, merciful to the ants. Somebody sitting a fire next to a ant hive or nest. He said, put the fire off because your burning the ants. Do you barbecue there were somewhere else? No ants. Merciful to the ants, merciful to the tree. The tree, when the Prophet ﷺ used to lean on a branch of tree or a stem of a tree, it's cut, it's a dead tree. When he was leaning on it, giving the khutbah, and then they made the member for him, so he went to 3 steps above. All the Sahaba in the mosque heard the tree trunk crying because the Prophet ﷺ no longer leaning on it. So he came down from the minbar and he hugged that piece of tree and he said, what it will be, if you be quiet, you'll be with me in Jannah. And the tree became quiet. So she felt the mercy of the Prophet. He was merciful to dead tree and buried it somewhere. So the Prophet ﷺ was full of mercy. If you want to be one of his followers, you have to have some mercy in you. Why you are spreading the rubbish in your house? Oh, I'm mercy to my mom. Merciful to your mom. Your mom going to clean after you. Why you hit your brother? I'm merciful to him. You're not merciful to him. We told you before, Omar, Stop playing with the paper. You don't say when you want to hit your brother or sister, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, do you? You know it's an evil thing. You're not merciful. So you have to be, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, فَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ بَيِّنَةٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةٌ. A bayyinah from Allah Azza wa Jalla is a guidance and mercy. The Quran will make you really merciful. Merciful to your mom and dad, and that should be first. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. Allah said in Surah Al-Isra, you must show that you have like a wing and you are covering your mom and dad with your wing and you are really merciful to them. When you should show that you're merciful to your mom and dad? What occasion? What's the occasion? How would you be tested? What time you appear merciful to them? I don't want only two answering. The rest, how about you? I have people in the top here, but they are not answering. The top 10. Harun is the top, the number 1 now. Ibrahim second. Zakaria third. Doing well. The rest have to catch up. Amara, number 4. Amar, number 5. Aman, Sayyid, number 6. Munira, 7. Arisha, 8. Isa, 9. Zainab, 10. And then Adil and Sifan. So I need you to answer as well, not only the homework. I want you to answer in the class. So when you should be really merciful to your mom and dad, Zohan? When it will appear? Oh, I'm merciful to you, Dad. I'm accepting to ride your car. When? When you will really be merciful to your mom? Ayan.
At the time of death.
Time of death. Oh, it's too long to wait. 50 years, 60 years. Can't you be merciful today?
Always.
Give me an example. When do you feel really need to be merciful to your mom? Mara? When older. You shouldn't be merciful now.
Well, like she's doing the work, you do it.
Yeah, you see she's doing so many works at the house. She is cooking and cleaning and dusting. And Mom, I'll take this from you. I'll do this for you. And then you finish. Can I do the second job for you? You're merciful to your mom. Your dad, can I hold this for you? Can I bring this for you? Or being, working all the day. It's okay. Have a cup of tea. I will go and get this from you, for you from the garage. Or I will clean your car. Or I will cut the garden or something. You need to be merciful now. How would you prove that you will be alive to be merciful when they are old? You might die before your mom and dad, but you might not, your mom and dad might not lead you. You might go and live somewhere else as well. You might go and work somewhere else. How would you be merciful to your mom and dad? I was here when my mom died. So my brother was helping her and he got a lot of rewards. I used to send them some help and advice and financial help and things. But you need to be merciful to your mom and dad now and first. If your mercy is not shown to your mom and dad, you're not going to be merciful to anybody else. Oh, merciful to this girl. I like her eyes. Not mercy. You're not mercy. You're fulfilling your desires. Oh, mercy to my car. I'm washing it. No. You're not mercy. Yeah, you need to service your car. You need to service your bike or whatever. But you need to be merciful to your mom and dad first, and then your brothers and sisters, and then the distant family, and then the whole community, and then the whole world. The whole world lacking mercifulness now, because they see people slaughtered everywhere, like now in Gaza and in Ukraine and in Yemen and in Libya, and they don't do anything. Oh, our own business. You can't mind your own business. And Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَلَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ بِكِتَابٍ فَصَّلْنَاهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ هُدًى وَرَحْمَةً لِقَوْمٍ يُؤْمِنُونَ. So Allah Azza wa Jalla said, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam came to you with a book, which we detailed the meaning of that book, and we know what's in it, and it is a guidance and mercy to people who believe. And the good news is, the same message came to Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his companions is with us. Not a single letter missing, not a single letter added. So you cannot claim that, oh, we didn't have the message of Muhammad. No, it did. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. It is with you, in your house. And I've been explaining the meaning of the Quran since 2001 in Solihull. We were doing that in Wales from 1987. We did that 1989 till 1988 till 1995. And before that, I was in Lincoln also with the brothers doing the meaning of the Quran for 5 years. Before that, I were in only in Saudi. We couldn't do much Islamic activity. They ban you from this, they ban you from that, and they wouldn't even allow you to be imam in a mosque. At least me, I don't know the rest. When I tried to be imam, they put me back. Oh God. Why is that? I was wearing trouser. I wasn't wearing, this white thobe from top to bottom. I didn't have a beard at that time. I grew a beard. It made no difference. I put this ghatra and aqam, no difference. So, Allah said, وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ. Your mom and dad, you have to be really covering them with your mercy. And you do things when they can't do it. It's okay, they can't do it, but you do it for them to show you mercy to them and to your neighbors and to your friends and to your school. Clean things. Don't make things dirty for the school. Correct things. Don't make things worse. People fighting, try to cool them down and things. Be merciful to your school. Be merciful to your teacher. Your teachers could be having horrible time with his wife or his family, and then he come to school and there you are. Ahmad Ali Muhammad Islam Khan, making his life even horrible. He had enough at home, have enough in the police, in the road, he have enough from other cars, giving him horns and things, and he come to school and you have more horrible students in the school. You're not merciful. You should be merciful. You're not Al-Khudr. You're not Abdul Salih Al-Khudr. Al-Khudr who met Musa alayhi salam, Allah said about him, فَوَجَدَا عَبْدًا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا آتَيْنَا, has nothing to do with your Khudr, your family Khudr. Al-Khudr, when Musa alayhi salam, he met, they said, Allah said, وَوَجَدَا عَبْدًا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا آتَيْنَاهُ رَحْمَةً مِنْ عِنْدِنَا وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. They met a servant, one of our servants, and we gave him mercy. Allah gave Al-Khudr mercy, and he gave him direct knowledge from Allah. Who had direct knowledge from Allah? He had no knowledge before. The girls. Sarah. Who had direct knowledge apart from Al-Khudr? And had no knowledge at all. He didn't even know how to read and write. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah. هو أرسل في الأميين رسولا منهم. النبي الأمي, Allah said about him. The illiterate prophet who had no knowledge at all. All the knowledge Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had from Allah directly. So was Al-Khudr. But he had mercy also from Allah Azza wa Jal. Naam. No, he wasn't prophet, Al-Khudr. Abdan min ibadina, salihan. He didn't say Nabi. So, but he was, although he was merciful, but when he went to the ship, he made a hole in it. Started leaking. Is this a mercy to the people in the ship? Why is the mercy?
Because I think it was like the king was going to take the ship.
Yeah, he had the knowledge that the king on the other side is confiscating every good ship. So he will see this ship leaking and say, we don't have time to repair, leave it. So he saved the ship by being ruthless. Yeah, Amar, he will be. He saved the ship by being ruthless. But you're not going to say, why you're breaking the window in the house? Oh, I'm going to be ruthless to be merciful. We don't have the knowledge. Oh, the storm will break the window and the glass, shattered glass will hit mom and dad, so I'm breaking it myself before the storm arrives. You can't do that. If you are Al-Khudr, he knew. He had the knowledge. There's a king who's confiscating every good ship, so he made this ship unusable. He says, okay, there will be time. They will repair the ship. Don't worry about it. But they will not lose the ship. And when he saw the young boy, also he killed the boy. He wasn't merciful to the boy, was he? Was he merciful to the boy? You want to change your
He
verdict?
was merciful to the family, to the parents.
And to the boy. How was he merciful to the boy?
He was gonna grow up to be like a burden on his parents. So
He had the knowledge he's going to be horrible to his mom and dad, and he killed him. But was he merciful to the boy?
Yeah.
Zachariah.
Because when you're a child and you die, you go straight to...
Yeah, you go straight to heaven. So he got shortcut for him. I don't want this shortcut, but Allah Azza wa Jalla knew you better die now, because if you go and become horrible to your mom and dad, you go to hell. So it's better for you to go to paradise now or go to hell later. You live 5 years later, 10 years later. You go to paradise, you live forever. So merciful to the child and merciful to the parents, but because he had the knowledge. He had وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. Allah taught him the knowledge. He knew this child is going to grow like this, become like this. But when he went to the villagers who refused to give them food and drink, and he repaired the wall for them, he wasn't merciful to them.
He was merciful to the two.
He was merciful to the two orphans because they were horrible. If the wall collapsed, they will see the treasure, they will take the treasure. So he deprived them from that theft because they were so stingy, they wouldn't give them food or drink. And in these times, I mean, you don't always have, supermarkets and shops and things. I told you when I got married and was driving to Riyadh from Syria, it's between the city and the other city is 100 miles. It's not a joke. We stopped in a city, a village. We went to buy a drink. They refused to sell me. Why? Because my wife was not covering her face. When he refused to sell me, I had to drive another 100 miles to find another shop. It wasn't like next door here. So sometime merciful would save lives. He didn't care. He didn't have a mercy towards me. I didn't even know Sharia. Will a wife allowed to cover her face when she is praying? One of the conditions to pray is to cover the aura. The face is not aura otherwise. If it's aura, she needs to cover the face in the prayer. And the Prophet ﷺ, when there is dust, they used to cover their face, at least up to the nose, to avoid the dust. He said, if you are doing Hajj, you are not allowed to cover the face. Even there's dust, but you're not allowed. It's not aura. So this guy considered it aura and he didn't tell us that. Where is the mercy? There's no mercy, no knowledge. And Allah Azza wa Jalla said to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you are a mercy to all mankind. So if you don't have a mercy in your heart, to your family, to your school, to your teachers, to your friends, to your brothers and sisters, you don't belong to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You might belong to Abu Jahl, to Fir'aun, to Abu Lahab. You might belong to Qarun. We don't know who you belong to. Hitler. So, mercifulness is a sign that you are a believer in Allah. And unfortunately, most of the world now have no mercy. They're killing each other in many countries. They're killing, and nobody bother, nobody care. You go to the United Nations, and even they voted in the United Nations to stop the war in Gaza. Nobody care, nobody listen. You go to the Security Council, they block this resolution, block that resolution. No mercy. They only care about their own interest and their own like and dislike. This is why. Believing in Allah Azza wa Jalla will make you merciful. Not believing in Allah Azza wa Jalla will make you horrible. To yourself, to your family, and to mankind. So, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Muhammad alayhi wa sallam. I need to stamp number 50.